back in Week 14. The Colts dominated their first matchup against the Jaguars. Can Jacksonville avoid the sweep? Find out next.
We are 15 miles due west of the Atlantic, nestled in downtown Jacksonville at TIAA Bank Field. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Good job, D.
Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 14 carries, 54 yards.
And I know that last week's game is over, but this feels almost like a continuation of what he did in the previous game. It's almost as if in his mind, he knitted together the two.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
On third down, Lawrence. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward, incomplete pass. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with a football. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Good footwork at the 30. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
Let's go!
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 106 yards.
And a rushing title is definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
PAT up and good by Rosas, and it's now a 7-0 game. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
It's a big play for the Jaguars. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run on 1st down. It's Robinson, and he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. But kind of a quirk in the schedule. These 2 division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Jacoby Myers, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. That's out wide here for Robinson. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And Lambeau will put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here we go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know that makes some adjustments.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So well done there, and these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do, and now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's Rodgers on the return. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. It's their quarterback. 29 yards. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Rosas good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Lawrence. And a catch made by his tight end, Luke Farrell. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run with Etienne. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. Lawrence's throw taken in by Chark. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now a throw here, hauled in. Touchdown! Jacoby Myers with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. And that is the definition of yards after catch. They go short on the pass, and the receiver does the rest.
Seems so harmless, doesn't it? To throw it underneath, a short pass like that. But boy, it gets dangerous in the hands of the right receiver as he makes a move and takes it the distance.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. 2nd and 2. The pass underneath. Here's Hines with it. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Naeem Hines, his first carry. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year, with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville would give them the season series. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
They'll look to throw again. He'll check this down to Hines. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 19.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down. They'll try to run with Hines, and he takes it in for a Colts score. Nyheim Hines, his second touchdown on the season, and the Colts add on to their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. And what I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
PAT up and good by Rosas, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville offense ready to go back to work. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Hey, I 7. Hey, seems to.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw complete here, pulled in by Howard. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike.
Again, it's Lawrence. That's complete into the hands of Myers. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Pilot, snap.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's caught by Myers. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. The kick by Lambeau is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And here's Rodgers to return. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports halftime report. So let's get to it. We'll get things started with a border war, if you will, in the southeast part of the country. Tennessee taking on Carolina. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Cole Hardman, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. From there, we head up to MetLife Stadium to check on the Jets. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. The Jets seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Alvin Kamara with 2 touchdowns thus far. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Both these teams running through their final adjustments before they head out of the locker room. We're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, let's go back upstate to Jacksonville and Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Rodgers on the return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They go play action here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Again, it's Robinson. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll then
thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And the Colts getting ready to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space.
This is caught inside the 15. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. A big play there for Indy.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Rosas now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Sanchez now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. On first down, Lawrence. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Open man is Myers. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your court? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. Here's 2nd and 8. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That ball caught by Campbell. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds.
Here we go.
A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now it's Hines. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Not something you want to see in week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. Touchdown, Colts! Michael Pittman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Here's Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Colts football and Michael Pittman, helmet back on and ready to go. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
3rd quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. 2nd and 10. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. And he's got room. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
so far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on first and second down, because that leaves them third and short, third and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Here's Hines. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. Not something you want to see in week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Flush to his right. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Jags grab it. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 1 quarter remains here in week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
70, Indy. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey, we're playing.
Throwing again on second down. Lawrence over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Darius Leonard, the linebacker. The 20. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Rosas to add the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. And the Jacksonville offense on their way out again as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception, Lawrence. And that's complete TTN out of the backfield. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To throw again on second down, Lawrence. Looking left sideline, incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And Lawrence going to smartly hit the deck here as he is able to pick up the first down in the process. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence. And this is incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league, totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Lawrence will throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And Shark calls it in. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's once again complete to Chark. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Here's Carter. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Lambo to add on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is...
On 1st down, Hines, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go down at the 28. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. This is Hines. 57 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Indianapolis, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.